Remind me. Ask me questions. Yeah. Ask me questions. Ask me questions, please. This is how this works. You have to ask me questions. Otherwise, we're just staring at what we're staring at. I could just walk away from the screen. I might as well do that if you're not going to ask me questions. You understand? Nemanos 7044. Get a life, bud. You're too into yourself. That's a fair point. My wife makes that criticism of me too, right? That I always think about myself. It's fair. I have a family, okay? I have friends, okay? And they dwell on me in a pleasant way, okay? And if that's not the case, it's on them for not being upfront about it because I work on information. I don't cause ick. If you disagree with that, that's on you. Live with yourself. That makes us even. It's phase 10. What the fuck? Yeah. Stephanie M line 6714. Hello. Oh no, I get criticism that's factual. Oh, didn't see that coming. It's John Ralph the Cheetah Life, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired, and but living is not like breathing. Breathing is involuntary. Living, you can actively avoid life. You know, I mean, maybe being into yourself is just being your own advocate for a change. No one's gonna advocate for you like you will. Doesn't mean you're guaranteed anything, but the potential is clear. Dallas the doggo. Hello. Any more questions, please? Any questions, criticisms, concerns, happy stories, thoughtful stories? I'll read them. Not a huge paragraph though, please. Please try not to, but make it coherent at least. The more coherent it is, the longer I'll read. Ask me questions, please. Think of me like a priest, but you're not confessing in private, you're confessing to the world. Dallas the doggo question: what is the connection between mental health and physical exercise? Here's what I'll say about that. Um, the amount of, depending how severe your illness is, not mental health, mental illness, ill, we're embracing the illness because there's money to be made. Exercise is one of those things. Did it help me? For a little bit, yeah. But the problem is that I'm not strong enough to exercise my mind, right? You risk injury. At least that's my concern. That's the thing. You kind of like, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? But I don't want to get injured either. So I was at a point where I was just like, I'm lifting a lot of weight, and I'm not. I don't want this to drop on my head, right? Or tear a muscle, So the question: what is the connection between mental health and mental illness? Mental illness. Why do you think, for the people that don't exercise, why do you think that is? The mentality is one of a victim. Is someone that is completely into themselves, are they the own victim? When you advocate victimhood, when you advocate for victimhood, you're just a leech, man. You're a fucking leech. We have to gather up all these weeping wounds and slap them in the face until they wake up. I've been slapped in the face, for sure. But that's why I'm me, why I'm doing this. Dallas, the doggo. Tell us about one of the worst, most ghetto parts of Canada, and what would you do if they made you the mayor? Well, Brampton, Brampton, Ontario, Canada. I'd be the mayor of that town. Put it this way, I'd be a one-term mayor, and that's fine. That's all I need. Um, Rude culture makes racist right. Actually true. Rude culture makes racist right. How do I know? Because in Eddie Murphy's Raw, he made fun of Italians. Remember the Rocky joke? Because at the time, Italians were the ones that were being rude, right? That's why you have to assimilate. You assimilate in the ways that didn't work for you where you came from. Maintain your culture, but be an asset to the country that adopted you, right? Check your entitled intolerance at the door because hell's waiting, motherfucker. I'm sorry to tell you that in this life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in this material blip. When you die, the closer you get to death, you start to realize that, thank God I lost my youth so I can start thinking about what actually matters, which is my salvation. Okay, is anyone else? Okay. I'm not an evangelist. Not an evangelist, so you atheists or whatever you call yourselves, le- cry to someone else. Dallas the doggo. Why do Italians lay around and eat all day these days when they used to build empires and huge structures? Seems so odd. I would build a new one. I have an idea for a new. You make a kilometer. You engineer a pitfall that no matter who or what falls down it will be safe. No parachute, no nothing. They can flail, do whatever they want. Engineer it so it's so slightly scoops them up and spits them down a shaft to dissipate all the energy. And the energy is harvested by rollers, right? So you can give it a component, but something's going to live a million years. I think they just ran out of ideas, based on the technology, And then when those trades get lost in time, you forget how to do it. And you marvel at what you did, what you've done. But this Italian Canadian right here, if I had the money and the in the influence, I put was it ninth, 10th, 11th wonder of the world in Canada. Something you've all people around the fly here to see. Something that doesn't exist in the world. Are you crazy enough to feel like your soul is falling to hell in the material? That's what I would do. Be pitch black, you fall full kilometer to the point where you almost accept your fate, and then it scoops you and spits you out to safety. I think about this stuff, you know. I'm sure Italians. I don't know. I mean, if I'm Italian Canadian, but I was raised by immigrants that spoke English. So Dallas the doggo. So they say the serpent cone head priests ruled the world, and wherever they were, where megastructures existed, then they were literally wiped out. Who killed the cone heads and why? Well, okay, let's think about based on what I know. Serpent cone head priests rule the world. Megastructures existed, wiped out. Shit, man. It's like you know when you know that Beyonce song, "I Was Here." That song stuck out for me. She really wants to know that she for thousands of years that she existed. Like the internet didn't exist, right? So it's like I think the pyramid does a better job than the internet ever will, right? Shows what the people, whoever they were and whatever they were, that built it. It remains to this day, right? Because if it's not documented, you don't exist to the world is simultaneously both a very big, huge and small. Okay, people can live their lives. They post their stuff online to no audience. It's because the world is a huge place, huge. You can go your whole life without knowing anyone because you lack the skills. Okay, is that the majority? Okay, does that steer the economy? How do we steer the economy? Emotion, because it's predictable. It's reaction. So whoever did it, because I don't have that information, based on the technology available, uh, you have the ability to erase someone's culture forever. It's like an abomination. You don't deserve to be remembered. That's why you would destroy it, right? Because it's like you're cutting off the head of of a snake. The snake being uh, the culture and civilization of something that devotes its life to be remembered. You destroy that with dynamite or chipping away at it, you don't exist. You're done. And for the people that cared so much about prevailing, you don't have that today. Okay. For all we know, they just like, fuck this. Life's not worth living. Stop making babies. Who knows? You know? Why is that important? It's out of our control, first off. Nothing new. Second of all, uh, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you pray for. Because when it comes, you better be prepared, man. I'm prepared. And most people are not prepared, right? So when you drive them with a mass emotion, shit's gonna happen. And back then, were people smart enough or had the connections to relay data for their cause? I mean, the ruling class is gonna have advantages that way. Their job is to stay in power, right? Government wants to stay in power. They don't want to say, you know what, I'm not good enough. I give away my job. Let's have an election, right? If we didn't have mandatory elections, right, you'd have to pull them out of the building. Says you are done. That's kind of change Canada needs. Just pull judges out of their chairs and just slap them across the face. Say, do you know hell's waiting? Right? It doesn't care. It doesn't care about you and what your little beliefs and your little laws. Okay. Because people like me are here to tell people like you, okay, hell is waiting for the cops and the judges and the leaders of this country that would wipe out white culture, to wipe them out. Because fuck, they stopped breeding. Why? Well, because of feminism. And then red pill. You need to arrange marriage these people and pay them to make babies, right? Because they deserve each other. Feminism made winners into losers and turned men from losers to alphas, right? So they just use up the women until they're ugly and then kick the curb. But it's like, guys, you were losers once too. Where's your fucking compassion? These four fucking broads. Problem is, they're not going to stick to you. They've ruined the ability to bond, the bond pairing. They ruined the ability to appreciate that children are the only thing that make a life worth living. My children. Um, so much pressure. But the people that just want to outvote you, they don't care. They'll marry. They'll fuck their brothers and sisters and moms and fathers. Go full retard because it's a strategy to go full retard, right? You get nothing else going for you. We'll just fuck each other until we outvote you. You know, when you're a dad, you pick sides real quick because we're the last stand. Fathers are the last stand. That's why we're dangerous. We're the last stand. That's what a father is. That's what a father is.